confirmation of the Prophesies. Do not let yourselves be swayed, and even though the truth of my gospel from above is questioned, there won't any extended time pass by any more where you will receive the confirmation of that which I continuously announce to you. Although people who are still attached to the world and its goods too much are hard to be persuaded to accept it, but the happenings will touch them the more, for they have to give up everything and will be happy to be allowed to still keep their life. It is certainly a time of severe trials for all people who are hit by the natural disaster, but to all who sincerely turn to me in faith, my help will obviously be granted to them. Therefore, you ought to miss no opportunity to make your fellow man aware of that intervention of mine which also stops a disastrous earthly happening, from which it is clearly shown this need is not brought upon you by man, but that I decide myself as to how much affliction every individual one has to take upon oneself, that, it's true, won't be less grievous, but is to be regarded as the action of a higher power, against which no person can fight with one's own strength. And you people will now have to decide whether you want to acknowledge such a power, or else, to still deny it. And this alone will certainly determine your further lot. Because that's when a power will then support you, to whom you will be totally enslaved. You will act ruthlessly on your neighbors, and you will at the expense of those again obtain that what you need in order to continue the old lifestyle. And his hand won't let go of you anymore. But whoever is strong in faith won't be deserted. I myself will give him the strength needed to stand, because his love for his neighbors is obvious, and the way he gives, it will also be given to him, because there's nothing impossible for me. And those will wonderfully experience my help and humbly submit to their position. And the fact it will turn out this way is already specified in the scripture and has been proclaimed by seers and prophets over and over. But there's nobody left anymore who is able to stolidly believe to the point of full and thorough commitment to it. And even the recipients of my word have moments where they feel slight doubts creeping up in them. Yet again and again my instructions are given to them to announce themselves to the fellow man, and they certainly carry out their work faithfully in my vineyard. For the one thing is certain to them, the time of the end has come, and so they deem my intervention to be possible, especially when confirmed in the scripture as well. The coming of an earthquake so severe the world has never experienced it. And thus all the prophecies will come true, because my word is truth and is bound to come true, just the day and the hour is not made known to you people. And that's why you're always postponing the event into the faraway future without considering the future ones to become presents as well, and thus those people are affected who just happen to live at that time. Let it be told to all of you, the time granted to you on earth is but short, and do not doubt my word I guide down to earth for the sake of making you aware of the happenings laying ahead of you, because all of you would still have time to change if you sincerely wanted to. But also, you will irrevocably fall into the hands of the opponent and will, together with him, be put into bonds. You will again be forced to go through the earthly creation of which you cannot be warned enough, because it is a hard lot which you will again have to bear. But it cannot be avoided, for everything will again have to be recast into bondage of matter and the lawful order re-established for the sake of enabling the spiritual still bound in the form of matter, once in the condition of the awareness of the self, to take the path of return to me, which also demands a total rearrangement of the surface of the earth. Amen.